Hello YouTube, my name is Plazukas. Today's video is going to be on Mr. Pokey. I might have referenced Mr. Pokey a couple times in my channel in the last month and a half, but for the most part I have not really talked about Mr. Pokey. He is part of this Tectone network that exists. I've watched this particular video that I'm going to react to 2 times just to make sure that it kind of meets the bar that I expect for small content creators, because I don't want to overly criticize people that are just trying to establish themselves and that are just making points off the cuff and that don't actually say it continuously, on like Tectone or Hexuse, who continuously reiterate these talking points, who deserve to be criticized constantly. So without further ado, let's get to the reaction of this video. It's entitled Mr. Pokey's message to gotcha content creators, and the YouTube thumbnail was like "no more drama," using a very similar catchphrase that Tectone uses.
I feel that as a content creator, letting online comments affect your mental that much is not going to be good for you.
Yeah, I do agree with this. And like, I think for people who have been on my channel for a couple weeks, realize that that did affect me at one time. So it's a very good advice, and I do not let them affect me to the extent that I did previously, and they didn't really, but just one particular comment over and over again did.
Speaking from personal experience, at the very start, right? At the very start, I used to read like almost every single YouTube comment, be it calling.
I read all the comments, and I will continuously read them, even if I get big, which I'll never will, but because I'll make sure of it, because then I couldn't read all of them.
Me dog shit, or be it liking me, I read them all. Right now, I realize that considering a lot of it is not worth your mental energy nor your capacity to do your daily activities. It's not worth it to let these negative online comment get into you, right?
Yeah, and this is where I disagree, because I think if you do this space, if you're on this space, if you do this content, content creation, then you accept the discourse. Now, there are outliers. There are things that you should not accept. You should not accept hate speech, violence, and monikers, or just an overall like generalization of who you are as a person without any kind of context. And I know that that's a slippery slope as well. So I understand that. And I mean, listen, to be fair, I'm hypocritical in that area. I've definitely went too far with my dialogue with Tectone and Hexuse in some regards. Do they deserve it, in my opinion? Yes, they do. But they could say the same about me. And therefore, I understand and can at least rationalize that argument. But at the same time, you shouldn't do this job if you cannot read and accept criticism on both sides. Now, the hate speech and stuff, that stuff is different.
Be it YouTube comments, be it Twitch chat, be it fucking even Twitter, right? Because there's bound to be people saying nasty.
Yeah, those parts are, but that shouldn't dissuade you. And if it does, then yes, you shouldn't be on this platform, because you have to engage in your community. That is part of content creation. Your community, in my opinion, is as integral as the content yourself. And if you don't, that's just disingenuous. That just means that at the end of the day, you are here only for yourself and nothing else. And that, I think, is a problem.
Nasty things, like super nasty things. I'm pretty sure if I were to go back and scroll a little bit, I can definitely find some right now. But at this point, I'm just like, I don't even give a f. So what I'm doing is mainly just let the video go up and just ship it. Here and there,
just ship it. It's just content. Just ship it. Have no responsibility for anything you say on the video. Just ship it. Now, obviously, it's produced, it's edited, and in that case, it's good quality. I'm not denying that, Mr. Pokey. But at the same time, like, you have to accept every video that you make, and if you don't, then you got to take them down, and you make that decision as well. Every video that I have up, I can defend, and I accept for what it is, good, bad, or otherwise.
Scroll through a little bit. Sometimes if I see you guys on my top comments, I'll like give you a little heart here and there. Sometimes I do see, like, when you first open up the YouTube Studio app, they will show you the most recent comments, right? They'll show you the
Yep.
most recent comments.
Yep.
Some of them, it hurts me, right? Oh my god, I'm very, very sad. I'm very, very disappointed. They will like call me names. It makes me very angry. Oh my god, it's just. But then I realized, oh wait, I'm playing video games for a living. I'm completely content. Get it? Content. I'm completely content with my current situation, and these negative feedback or whatever is not gonna change that. It's not gonna change that. Somebody saying I'm dog shit at the game, or somebody saying, oh my god, I'm unreadable, or somebody saying that, oh my god, you couldn't even backflip in the fucking. I'm still gonna keep doing what I like.
I think that's a fair observation. I really do. I don't think that you should be dissuaded as a content creator if somebody is telling you that you're not good at something or that you're not relatable, even if I think you're not relatable, even if I think you're just doing it for all the wrong reasons. I don't think that should automatically disqualify you or, you know, dissuade you from doing this job. I do think that point is valid.
Do in the grand scheme of things,
But I do absolutely think that there's a point where you don't even engage your community at all and you're only there for selfish, conceited reasons, which is totally fine. But at that rate, you're Bobby Kotick, you're a succubus, and you need to acknowledge that as well if you're ever called out on it. But from your own basic premise, you're not going to because you're not going to read the comments. You're not going to accept the criticisms.
matters very, very little. So I think that not just for you, right? Not just for you. I think
I don't know why this video is up here. Maybe this was in reference to this individual. Maybe we have to go back and look at this at some other point.
there are definitely a lot of creators that let online negative comments get into them a little bit too much. I think one thing that could be good is it's free, quote unquote, free content, right? It's quote unquote free drama content. Then at that point, you gotta ask yourself, do you want to go down the path of being the drama tuber?
I mean, technically, I don't think it was a choice for me. I've become that, and I'm accepting of that. That's not who I wanted to be. I wanted to be someone that covers video games, that plays video games. But there doesn't seem like that was a space for me, and therefore I made a decision to be more controversial and to be more targeted with my discourse. And then that evolved since then. Like I've evolved since then. So whether I want it or not, it's happened, and I have to accept that, or I can just leave and then, try again, or, stay off the internet.
Where your content is basically calling out these negative content. Are they worth? Is it worth it?
Yeah, so far it's been worth it. It's been worth it. It's not been easy. It's been exhausting, but it's been worth it so far.
Is it worth the trade? Are you gonna exchange your middle turret for your inhibitor?
Yeah, I think part of living is the mental, awareness, the mental fatigue. I think that's part of it. And so if I'm just going to live through life without ever challenging myself or with ever, facing criticism or having to really answer some difficult questions, and then, obviously having everything I've ever said held up against me, which obviously I can never stand up to. I get that. I'm a hypocrite myself, as much as anybody is, but I'm willing to admit a lot of my faults. So yeah.
Are you gonna split push top lane when dragons come up? Right? Is it worth? So that's gonna be up to you. I think like one example that Tectone. I think Tectone does it accidentally.
This is why I made this video. This organization here, this team member here, Mr. Pokey, is saying that, you know what? Everybody else, you don't get to talk about drama. Only Tectone does, because he's the one that can handle it.
I think Tectone does it absolutely brilliantly because he can take it.
Can he though, Mr. Pokey? Can he? Can he actually take it? Does he take it?
He can absolutely take all of the drama comments, all of the haters, all of the
He deleted a lot of them recently. He goes on and makes excuses for why he has the behavior that he does. That's not somebody that can take it, okay? Unfortunately, that shows his own unfortunate hypocritical stance of being weak, which is totally understandable and relatable. I get it. I can be very emotional. I can be very sympathetic and empathetic to people. And, you know, I wish that Tectone would be more open about those emotions as well. I think that's very valid. I don't think that's woke. I don't think that's playing into like any kind of like social justice wave, or, you know, modernization of, you know, generational shifts. Like, it's okay for men to be emotional. It's okay for men to be sympathetic and empathetic. You don't have to always be this hardened, you know, strong minded person that never is susceptible or gets, you know, taken advantage of. Obviously, that happens. And it's relatable to talk about the times that you do. You don't have to, like, after those experiences, just close up your shop and just be this asshole after that. You don't have to do, you can choose to do that. That's a choice. And, you know, as long as that choice doesn't hurt anybody, then I guess I totally respect that. But at the same time, if you're someone like Tectone who uses his platform to create drama and then has this moniker of being, you know, Andrew Tate, yeah, it's a problem.
Absolutely loves this online persona that he puts up and farms the fuck out of it, right? And he's very, very good at what he
He's really not. He's very bad at what he does.
does. But you kind of need to be constructed alternatively to deal with this.
Yeah, I do think that is. I have to be very constructive in my thought process when I'm dealing with reaction videos and trying not to get emotional. I really do have to take a step back and try to be as unbiased as possible, although it's impossible, so that I don't let it get, you know, my feelings affected. So like the Steak and Egg podcast, you know, a month ago, yeah, my feelings got affected, and therefore I was having a difficult time reacting to those videos and being unbiased. And I didn't. I went all in on those videos, and I regret that. I look back at that as a very low point in my channel, in my opinion. And I think I've made better content. I'm much, you know, more unbiased and made rational arguments in other content. And I want to get back to that. I want to do those kind of things because I don't want to resort to my emotionality to the extent that it informs me to be overly negative or overly targeted. Although I admit that I will continue to do that at times because that's just the reality of living and being in this space and part of, you know, listening to comments, listening to people. I'm going to react normally.
Because the more you make drama, it's kind of like the more you stare into the abyss will stare right back.
100%. This is very true.
The more you feed into this drama content, the more you will create drama. And
That's very true.
for Tectone, he can handle it. But I would say that it does take a different degree of mental build, right? Maybe Tectone is running the STR build, you're running the generate, you know, Dex build or whatever. You do need to be built a little bit differently in order to deal with this. Because the more you do it, the more it's gonna come back. And at what point can you call it quits? It will be very, very hard. Because at that point, if you want, okay, you know what? It's too much. It's too toxic. I can't deal with the hate anymore. I don't want to call anymore. At that point, the community will only know you as the drama guy.
See, I still don't know why this person's up here. I mean, I'm gonna look at this channel after this video and see if there's anything going on in this channel. I know this content creator from before I came to this community for other content, and I don't know if they've spoken out about something specifically, but I will go back to this. But what he says next is what really got me interested in seeing that maybe this is a slight at me. And I know Mr. Pokey's community knows who I am. I went in his chat not too long ago and just asked the question. Never got a response, and the chat kind of like, you know, got on my case.
Because all you have been doing for the past couple of months is just calling out drama.
All you've been doing for the past couple months is calling out drama. That's me. That's me, right? Is this directed at me? This was posted 7 hours ago. I went into Mr. Pokey's channel probably 2 days ago. You know, Hexus has been calling out drama for a lot more time than a couple months ago. I don't know about this individual on the screen here. If this person's been doing this only a couple months to maximize his viewership or to criticize people. But okay, I will. I'm making assumptions here that are probably not true. That he's not talking about me specifically. It just seems, you know, oddly coincidental.
So it's a very, very double-edged sword. I know for me myself, I ain't gonna do all that, right? I have way too little time in the world. I just want to play games. I want to play games I like.
I think that's a good choice. I respect that choice, Mr. Pokey. I don't think you need to make this video either, and I think it's kind of suspicious that it's being made while Tectone has taken 6 days off. Hexjuice has taken 4 days off. I don't know what that says. I don't know. I don't know if I'm sure they've been in communication with each other. I'm sure you talked to both of those people while they've been away, because apparently you guys were all pretty close.
I want to chill with my chat, you know, even though my chat hates me. And yeah, and still maintain a semblance of my sanity being a content creator. So that is my nuclear neutral opinion. Okay.
Okay. I don't know how neutral it is. I think it's pretty biased to Tectone. I think you're trying to give Tectone too much credit and not allow anybody else to even have the ability to talk about drama. God forbid there's criticism, there's pushback and stuff like that. But the good news is, Mr. Pokey, you are now on my radar more than ever. So keep on making these clip videos, because I would love to respond to every one of them and try to pull them apart for what they are. My name is Bazookas. If you like this content, like, subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.